out there this morning. We're noticing those temperatures a little bit cooler than yesterday morning, 50s and 60s, and with lower humidity along with the sunshine. And later on today, that will give way to those highs right around 80. But how long will this nice weather stick around? Those details coming up.
Also coming up this morning, former President Donald Trump facing criminal charges. What we know ahead of this afternoon's historic arraignment.
Plus, keeping bus lanes clear, the new plan to catch and fine drivers who get in the way on D.C. streets.
And a tasty tradition returns. How you can get in on the fun along Maryland's Ice Cream Trail. We've got the scoop coming up on DC News Now.
The station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
All right, your time right now is 6 o'clock on a Tuesday morning. Thanks for starting your day with us here on DC News Now. I'm Tanaya Wright.
And I'm Shanika Grimshaw in for Corey James this morning. We want to first take a live look outside. Jackie, it is kind of gloomy out there.
It's not too bad. We're just getting a little bit after sunrise this morning. So with the National Cathedral shot, seeing a few of those clouds still lingering. But we'll continue to notice more of that sunshine through the day today. Satellite radar showing us that cold front that swept through yesterday is now well off the coastline. And we'll continue to see more of that sunshine sticking around through the day today. And then as we get towards tomorrow, more rain chances on the way. We certainly do need that rain. Temperatures out there right now, 50, especially for our western zones, just slightly cooler. Woodstock and Luray. Culpeper as well. Low 60s over towards D.C. and Lexington Park. And we'll eventually notice those high temperatures right around 80. But right now, I should say, it's a noticeable difference from yesterday morning to this morning, running 10, even close to 20 degrees cooler than we were yesterday morning around this time. Those highs today, upper 70s to low 80s for your Tuesday afternoon. Tomorrow, right around that as well. But tomorrow, like I mentioned, we do have a chance for a few rain showers. More details on the timing of those coming up in just a couple minutes. But right now, I do want to toss it over to Shanika with the on-point look at those roadways. How's traffic?
All right, we're going to head out to Montgomery County. This is on 29 heading southbound. This is the closest traffic camera I can get to the scene. You can't see what's happening here. Southbound lanes are completely closed. Now that is right between Randolph and New Hampshire Avenue. So I would avoid 29 heading southbound if you're taking that direction, trying to head on to the Capitol Beltway. You're seeing all purple here because of a crash again heading southbound in the White Oak area.
All right, we have a quick look at your Know and Go headlines this morning. It is 6:02 on a Tuesday morning. First up, former President Donald Trump is expected to appear in court this afternoon. He's facing 37 charges over alleged mishandling of classified documents. Federal prosecutors say he held on to those documents after he left the White House.
And the man accused of shooting 6 people in Annapolis remains in police custody this morning. Police say 43-year-old Charles Smith opened fire during a parking dispute. It happened Sunday night. 3 of those people died. The other 3 are recovering this morning.
And Fairfax County Schools is fighting a subpoena from the Virginia Attorney General this morning. It comes after accusations the district withheld information from over 1,000 students that could have been used to apply for scholarships. The AG subpoenaed the district's full report from the investigation into that incident. The district argues that report contains privileged information. All right, coming up on 6:03 now, this morning, former President Donald Trump is planning to turn himself into authorities for a second time this year.
Yeah, federal prosecutors are bringing felony charges against him over alleged mishandling of classified documents. Our Randy Bass is live in the newsroom this morning, breaking down what we can expect. Randy?
Yeah, Shanika, Tanaya, good morning to the both of you. This morning, the former president facing 37 federal charges, all relating back to those dozens of boxes that were found full of classified documents at his Mar-a-Lago estate late last year. As for what was inside those boxes, very sensitive national security information, classified documents containing information about possible retaliation for foreign attacks, nuclear capabilities of the U.S. and other countries. Investigators saying the former president's actions in keeping those documents violate the Espionage Act. Most of the felony counts are on willful retention of national defense information. Other counts include conspiracy to obstruct justice, scheming to conceal documents or records, and making false statements to FBI officials. Trump says the indictment is politically motivated, a claim which prosecutors are denying this morning.
They want to do anything they can to thwart the will of the American people. It's called election interference.
Our laws that protect national defense information are critical to the safety and security of the United States, and they must be enforced.
Authorities say Trump is not facing charges because he had the files in his possession, but because he refused to turn those files over when he was asked to do so. The indictment states Trump directed aides to move boxes to keep them concealed and suggested his lawyers lie to federal officials. Looking ahead, that arraignment set to get underway this afternoon around 3 o'clock. As for those charges, each of the penalties carried with those charges range between 5 and 20 years in prison. Of course, this story very much developing at this hour. We'll continue to bring you details as we get them into the newsroom. For DC News Now, I'm Randy Bass. Back to you.
Thank you, Randy. Your time right now, 6:04 this morning. The man accused of shooting 6 people, killing 3 of them on Sunday in Annapolis, is now in custody. 43-year-old Charles Smith surrendered to authorities Sunday night.
The 3 victims who died are Nicholas Mireles, his son Mario Ruiz, and Christian Segovia.
And so Annapolis still remains one of the safest cities in the region. So I want the public to understand that there's no concern that there will be any other violence.
Police say Smith is facing several charges this morning, including second-degree murder. Now, this all happened on Paddington Place in Annapolis on Sunday night. Right now, the FBI is working with local police. They are looking into the possibility that this may have been a hate crime. Police say it all happened during what was supposed to be a birthday party. Court documents and neighbors say the victim and the shooter were arguing about parking. They say it happened after Smith's mother called parking enforcement employees about a vehicle that was blocking their driveway.
Police say Mireles went to Smith's house to talk about the issue. That's when police say an argument broke out. Investigators say when Smith got home, the argument turned physical, and Smith allegedly shot Ruiz and Segovia. Charging documents say Smith went inside his house after others ran over, and Smith allegedly began shooting with a long gun out of the front window, killing Nicholas Mireles and injuring 3 others.
There's a lot of evil human beings. We no longer see each other as people. We see each other as strangers, and it shouldn't be like that.
Police say Smith had a long handgun and a semi-automatic handgun. Smith remains behind bars this morning.
And a D.C. woman who has been missing since Easter has been found dead in Waldorf, Maryland. Now, officials say Danielle Moss was last seen on Q Street in Southeast on April 9th. Deputies say her body was found on Holly Spring Drive last week. They have not yet released her cause of death. If you have any information, though, you are asked to call police.
And a body has been recovered in wreckage from a collapse of a section of I-95 in Philadelphia. That's after a tanker truck carrying fuel crashed underneath an overpass before exploding over the weekend. The fire from that explosion eventually led to the collapse. Now traffic remains shut down in both directions, and that's indefinitely.
Number one, we're concerned about making sure that we can do everything possible, and the state has taken great steps to do this, to complete the demolition and then get right into the rebuilding process. That process will occur soon, and they can make good progress.
Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro says it will take months to rebuild Pennsylvania's busiest highways, which carries 160,000 vehicles each day. And an investigation into Fairfax County Public Schools has now turned into a legal battle between the school system and the Attorney General.
The school system is attempting to block the AG's petition to release a report from FCPS's legal team. Now, this is a story we've been following since back in January. Our Lex Forrest is live this morning at the school administrative building. So, Lex, bring us up to speed on all this.
Right. Well, this report that the Attorney General is subpoenaing for was actually released back in March. And when it was released, the school system did release their own outline of what that report said. They say that that outline should suffice for the Attorney General's investigation. Now, this all goes back to January of this year when Governor Glenn Youngkin requested that the investigation happen into FCPS. Now, that is because there was reports that students missed out on scholarship opportunities due to not being notified of their test scores. That initial investigation was into only one high school. Within a week, the school system found through their own internal investigation that a total of 3 schools had failed to report the scores to students in a timely manner. At the end of March, when the school system released the outline of this legal team report, it was reported that a total of 8 FCPS high schools actually made the mistake. However, in the outline, the outside law firm said that the mistake was not intentional. They also said there was no evidence of racial bias in this error, which is one of the main things that the Attorney General is investigating. Now, the Attorney General does want to see that full report for himself, but the school system not only argues that they already have given the Attorney General everything that his office needs to conduct this investigation, they also say that giving him that report would violate their attorney-client privilege. Of course, as the court makes a decision and the Attorney General's office finishes up their investigation, we'll bring you the findings and the court findings as well, both here and online on dcnewsnow.com. For now, live in Fairfax County, I'm Lex Juarez, DC News Now.
Thank you, Lex. The Montgomery County Committee Against Hate Violence panel hosted a discussion covering hate, bias, violence, and bullying in schools. Now, this is the second conversation in the series. The first one focused on anti-Semitism in the county. Parents voiced their concerns for their child's safety, and school officials took notice.
One of the key things I think we heard tonight is that we need to also be aware that this is real. There needs to be some sort of reaction to this statement or this feeling that parents are having, and more importantly, some action taken that might in fact not only endorse the idea that we hear you, but also that we're going to do something about it.
The entire discussion is available on the County Cable Montgomery Facebook page. All right.